Perhaps it wasn't God who abandoned you after your fall. Perhaps it was you who stopped daring to rise. You who once burned so brightly, now a flickering ember, ashamed of the ash that clings to your soul. The weight of what you could have been, what you were called to be, crushing you deeper into the dust of your failure. You whisper his name, but the echo that returns is hollow, filled with the ghosts of forgotten promises and the bitter taste of spiritual defeat. Is this the end? Is this all that remains of the fierce spirit he ignited within you? Or is there a deeper wound, an unconfessed agony festering beneath the surface of your silence? This is a prayer for the collapse after sin, for the soul shattered by the shame of not living up to its calling. It's for the hollow ache that gnaws at your spirit when you've stumbled, when you've fallen short, when the distance between who you are and who you were meant to be feels like an unbridgeable chasm. This is for the crushing weight of spiritual failure, the whisper of worthlessness that tells you God is done with you, that your light has forever dimmed. I remember the fire. I remember the unshakable conviction, the certainty that I was exactly where I was meant to be, doing exactly what I was called to do. There was a zeal, a hunger, an unwavering devotion that felt divine. I spoke his name with an audacious confidence and felt his presence like a tangible embrace. And then, the fall. Not a spectacular public collapse, but a slow, insidious erosion. A compromise here, a silent sin there, a gradual drifting from the currents of his grace. It was a betrayal, yes, but not just of him. It was a betrayal of myself, of the person I so desperately believed I was becoming. The shame was a suffocating blanket, heavy and thick, convincing me that I was forever marked, forever tainted. I stopped praying with the same fervor. I stopped seeking his face with the same desperate need. I started to believe the lie that I was too broken, too flawed, too much. The silence that followed wasn't just his, it was mine, a self-imposed exile born of unconfessed guilt, a spiritual paralysis rooted in the terror of facing the truth of my own brokenness. And so here I stand, or rather, here I kneel, in the wreckage of what once was, wondering if redemption is even possible for a soul as bruised and battered as mine. O Christ, my King, my Shepherd, my relentless pursuer, I come before you not as the valiant warrior I once imagined myself to be, but as a casualty of my own making. My armor is rusted, my shield dented, my sword dulled by disuse. The calling you etched upon my soul, once a vibrant banner unfurled in the wind, now hangs limply, tattered and torn. I confess, Lord, with a raw and brutal honesty that shames me even as I speak it, that I failed. I failed to guard my heart. I failed to keep your commandments. I failed to live up to the sacred trust you placed within me. My intentions, once pure, became muddied. My steps, once resolute, faltered and strayed. I chased after fleeting shadows, mistaking them for light, and now I wander in a wilderness of my own creation. You called me by name. You whispered a destiny into my spirit, a unique purpose woven into the very fabric of my being. And I walked away, not in a dramatic, defiant rebellion, but in a slow, insidious surrender to complacency, to comfort, to the seductive whispers of the world. The shame of this betrayal, Lord, is a corrosive acid in my soul. It tells me I am beyond repair, beyond redemption, that your patience has finally worn thin, and that your grace, once boundless, has finally reached its limit for me. Is this true, my God? Is there a point of no return for a soul that so desperately desires to be yours, yet continually stumbles? And if the silence of God wasn't absence, but a question, a haunting echo asking if I still desire Him as fiercely as I once did? I wrestle, Lord, with the suffocating weight of my doubt. My faith, once unyielding mountain, feels like shifting sand beneath my feet. I see your saints, those who have walked through fire and emerged unburnt, and I wonder if I ever truly possessed their conviction. Was my zeal a fleeting emotion, a youthful fervor that simply couldn't withstand the harsh realities of a fallen world? Or was it something deeper? Something true, now buried beneath layers of self-condemnation? I desperately want to believe in your unwavering love, but my own failure screams louder than any promise. How can I be worthy of your mercy when I have so grievously dishonored your name? How can I rise when the very act of standing feels like a betrayal of the depths to which I have fallen? My spirit cries out from the abyss, De profundis clamavi ad te. From the deepest despair, I call to you. My voice is hoarse, my heart is bruised, but still I call. This isn't a performance, Lord. This is the raw, unvarnished cry of a soul drowning in its own shortcomings. I don't deserve your grace, I know this. I've earned nothing but the consequences of my choices. Yet something within me, a tiny, fragile spark that refuses to be extinguished, still reaches for you. Is it presumption, or is it a desperate, primal instinct reminding me that even in the darkest night, your light can pierce through? I confess, too, the rage, not at you, Lord, not truly, but at myself, at my weakness, my fragility, my inability to maintain the purity and strength I once possessed. This rage, unholy as it may feel, is born of a profound grief, the grief for the person I was, the person I was meant to be, and the chasm that now separates them. It's a bitter, burning anger that flares up when I contemplate the opportunities lost, the potential squandered, the joy I forfeited through my own spiritual negligence. Forgive this anger, Lord, and transform it into a holy sorrow, a repentance that is not just intellectual, but deeply, viscerally felt. What if the very act of confessing this raw, painful truth is the beginning of the journey back? What if true faith isn't about never falling, but about the relentless courage to rise again and again, even when shame tries to pin you to the ground? I beg you, Lord, redeem my failure. Not just erase it, but weave it into the tapestry of your greater plan. Take the broken pieces of my calling, the shattered fragments of my devotion, and somehow, miraculously, make them whole again. Breathe new life into this barren land within me. Kindle the embers of my faith until they blaze once more. I am tired of carrying this burden alone. I am weary of the self-imposed isolation. I yearn for the intimacy I once shared with you, the quiet confidence of knowing I was yours, wholly and completely. My plea is not for perfection, Lord, for I know I am dust. My plea is for restoration. My plea is for a second chance, not because I deserve it, but because your mercy is deeper than any ocean, wider than any sky, and more enduring than any sin. Show me the way back, even if the path is fraught with pain and penance. Guide my faltering steps and remind me of the truth that still echoes in my deepest longing. You still call me. You still want me. You still love me. Even in the profound abyss of my spiritual failure, even with the bitter taste of shame still on my tongue, I declare this truth. He still calls me his. Not for what I have done, but for who he is. My worth is not in my unwavering obedience, but in his unwavering love. My calling is not revoked by my stumbles, but redefined by his relentless pursuit. I may be broken, Lord, but I am still yours. And if he calls me, then I will answer, even if my voice trembles. I will rise, even if my knees shake. My hope is anchored not in my fleeting strength, but in his eternal faithfulness. This broken vessel, Lord, is still capable of holding your light. If you have ever felt the crushing weight of spiritual collapse, if the shame of not living up to your calling has left you in silent despair, share this prayer. Let your brokenness be a testament to his unyielding grace.